Fighters in the sky, 5x5. Let's go!
Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you I will be doing a review of Dakka Squadron, which is what you're seeing game footage now. I also have a special guest, War Boss Grimskull. Yeah, what do you want? And we're going to talk a bit about Dakka Squadron here. So what can you tell me about Dakka Squadron? You fly around and you shoot some gits. Really? What else do you do? Oh, you can ram planes. Yeah, that's what you got all them spiky bits for. Okay. I see the planes have a lot of Dakkas. Actually, the fighter that we're looking at now has, looks like 6 big shooters. Yeah, that's because we put all the Dakka on the planes. The more Dakka, the better. Anyway, folks, I'm going to get serious now here. We're going to talk a little bit about Dakka Squadron for real. You can actually ram fighters in this game. It is an arcadey flight game, and basically you're flying around as an orc, and it's actually a hell of a lot of fun, to say the least. And there's multiple different types of planes. There's fighter bombers, there's fighters with rockets. What you're seeing now is me just flying around in a standard fighter. You can actually paint the fighters as well. You can customize them, put different kinds of equipment on them. This one here, I have the 6 big shooters. So, you know, all the Dakka. And there's actually different grades of weapons that you can actually put on the planes, basically based on rarity. And the more rare the planes are, or more rare the equipment is, the better the stats are for the plane itself. And what you're actually watching is some PvP footage, sort of, kind of. That's because I'm actually playing against bots right now. I actually got 40 bots, I think, in this one. So, yeah, lots of fire all over the place. Lots of Dakka. All of the Dakka, in fact. I haven't actually played any real legit PvP in this, and that's mostly because I haven't been able to, which is weird. There's not a whole lot of PvP modes to the game, though, so I would not say this is worth buying for the PvP, as it really only has one mode, which is more or less hop in a plane and do a free-for-all. However, it does actually have a story mode, which is actually pretty interesting. You're flying around as an orc fighter pilot. You actually select what clan you want to be in, which gives you benefits to your stats. I picked the Goths because the planes are tougher. And you can actually customize your fighters with paint jobs and etc. I went with mostly black because, once again, it increases my armor. However, that being said, you can also paint them red. And remember, boys, red ones go faster. No, really, that's legit. Red ones actually do go faster in this game, which is very cool. That's a whole Warhammer 40k lore thing for those of you that are 40k fans. You can actually also ram planes. You can put spiky bits on your plane so you can ram them. I do a little bit of ramming actually here, and it's actually a key prompt, which I hate the idea that it's a key prompt, but okay, whatever, it works. And you can lock on your different planes and shoot them down. There's also different types of objectives. Sometimes it's destroying ground targets, sometimes it's destroying bases. There is battle wagons that you can shoot down, or, well, shoot up and destroy. There's also defense turrets that you have to destroy. So there's multiple different types of objectives. There's primary objectives and secondary objectives. And the objectives that you complete actually give you teeth. Yeah, T-E-E-F. Because orcs like teeth. And what the teeth do is you collect the teeth, and as you collect them, you will get new upgrades for your planes, and you can equip the different upgrades on your planes Your base plane really doesn't have that much and is nothing to write home to mom about. But you can really deck these things out with additional armor plating, ram noses, more Dakka, bigger bombs, missiles, all kinds of fun stuff. There's also various different types of decals, so you can really deck the planes out. I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. It gives you pretty much full customization of your planes. You can select your paint patterns in the whole 9 yards. As I said, I picked the Goffs, and actually what you're seeing me do here is actually customize my plane. And there we go. We got the old spiky bits, just what we needed for the ramming. Reinforced nose, that also helps with ramming, as well as I can add, on this version, I can add rockets. I take 2 less big shooters for wing rockets. And then, of course, as I go, I was able to improve rockets. Here, there's some footage here. I'm flying a fighter bomber. Yeah, that's what they're called, fighter bomber. And basically, they're a combination of a fighter and a bomber. It's got a defense turret on the rear, and then you can carry big-ass bombs under your wings, drop bombs on your targets. Although, so far out of all the planes, this one actually lacks the real huge amount of Dakka, but it's like tops for taking out ground targets. Personally, I like flying around just the regular fighter myself. It feels the best. It's the most maneuverable, even though it doesn't have the most armor, and it's actually a pretty fast plane. And that's the other thing too, is they actually took the time and changed the stats up, if you will. Some objectives, back on objectives, this one here, I'm actually defending an area, defending a dropship, if you will. So far, that being said, I'm about halfway through the game. Now, the one thing that's kind of tough about the game is there is no checkpoints in the missions, and some of the missions are quite long, so you got to be careful not to be shot down. There is regenerating health, though, a little bit. It's not a huge game changer, especially because of how high octane the game can get. However, it can be a bit of a game changer, and you definitely got to keep your eye on your health, because essentially if you either fail your objective because your objective you were defending or whatever got destroyed, or because you ran out of time, you have to completely restart the whole level all over again. And that's also the same way with if you get shot down, you got to restart the whole level all over again. That being said, I haven't found the levels being incredibly hard. I do have a few hours in the game, and so far what I've seen, I have really enjoyed. I haven't seen any major glitches to the game. The graphics I don't feel are horrible. Nothing to write home to mom about. They're very functional, but these guys are definitely not going to win awards for the graphics, which, oh, I forgot to go over that information. Information here. The publisher and developer is Phosphor Game Studios. I've never heard of them before, and I went and looked them up, and the only thing they have attached to them is doing Dakka Squadron. Now, there's two different versions of Dakka Squadron out there. There's a mobile version, and then there's the Flyboyz edition, which is what you're watching a replay of. You're watching the Flyboyz edition. The game was released February 19th of 2021, so this is actually a pretty damn new game. Probably by the time I get this up on YouTube, the game would have been out for about a month. It's on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. That's the Flyboyz edition. And they used Unreal Engine. That being said, I've really quite enjoyed the game. I have not seen any major glitches, no major issues. Sometimes the loading takes a little bit of a long time, especially when first starting up the game, but nothing major there. Sounds, I like the sounds. The sound's great. The music is fucking metal. Okay? That's all I got to say about that. All that being said, folks, it's a $20 game. I feel it's worth it. They've done a good job with the game. However, if you're skeptical, you can go on Steam and you can download a free demo of Dakka Squadron Flyboyz Edition. So I'd say if you're looking for more arcadey, flying combat, ace combat type game, this is definitely a good game to check out. I would say it's going to be worth your time. You got multiple different types of stats. You got cooldown meters, you know, because you can actually overheat your machine guns. You really don't have to worry about your ammunition. What happens is your guns, once you heat them up so far, you can't shoot them until they cool down a bit. Stuff like your bombs and that have cooldown times. You have special abilities like this one here. I'm just kind of releasing all the Dakka. There's also what's called a fuel gauge. The fuel gauge doesn't really do anything. It's for accelerating to top speed. Doing you can actually do like a 0-point turn, if you will. You can also do barrel rolls and things like that, doing different types of flight maneuvers. Also doing ramming uses your fuel. The silver bar there is actually the armor. The armor, from what I can tell, does not regenerate. Once you're out of armor, that's it, you're out of armor. And then the red bar is your health. I'm sorry, this is kind of all over the place. I'm not really, I didn't really write any notes down. I'm just doing this off the cuff like I normally do. I really don't know what else to say about the game, except for that, once again, I think the game is really good. Take the time, download the free demo. You know, it's a free demo. So the worst thing it's going to do is take some space on your hard drive, and you're going to spend some time in your life trying out the demo. I played the free demo for about 20 minutes, a half an hour, and I was convinced that I liked this game, bought the game, and then I played it for like another 5 hours just in one night. So it is a fun game to play. Anyway, folks, that's really it for me. That is my review of Dakka Squadron Flyboyz Edition. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and have yourself a wonderful day.